Doesn't have a problem with Vosh. He's got a problem with Alec Gunter. No, I never saw this video. Jesus Christ. Why is he going in like that? So it's so hard for me to pick a team here because I've truly got no allegiance or involvement. Bro, why do you say all that? He wants to go crazy. He wants to go stupid. He needs to walk, he needs to walk his own path. Forge his own path. Yeah, if someone comes at you with an anecdote, it is just funny and base to just totally make up a lie anecdote in response. That is epic. What's the problem? Sunday and card posting might be a completely unstoppable force of autism. That is actually a terrifying thought.
Hello there.
Alright guys, so we are back with card posting. Obviously last time I covered him was when he did his response to Null's total breakdown. Null's Melty D. Oh no, we covered the Sneed posting video as well. Last time I made a video on him was his response to Null's Melty D. Now, he's done a video about leftist online politics content creation and Vosh. And his advice to, I guess, Vosh orbiters, Vosh fans, don't just denounce Vosh, divest. So, I mean, I've seen a couple, like, maybe like 5 minutes at max. I saw one very funny clip he had in here. But we're just going to take a look. We're going to go in fresh, mostly fresh.
Hello there. My name's Card. And
For those of you who don't know, actually, I should run down some lore of this guy. This guy was falsely accused of, like, R or P by a guy called Alec Gunter, who ran a bit of a campaign against him, and then Harmful Opinions it kind of vindicated the card posting guy. Card posting is a trip frog from the LGBT board on 4chan. He posts there chasing trans women. That's not an insult or attack or anything. That is just, that's just facts. And obviously Alec Gunter is a progressive victory streamer who said he wanted to put lyrics in a dress and top him. So, yeah.
I like to make simple little videos here on YouTube about all sorts of things I'm interested in. Today, I just want to talk for a little bit about the nature of online call-out posts and videos and why they typically don't amount to much at all. I'm going to start by using the streamer Vaush as an example. For one thing, we all know that if I put his handle in the video's title, more people are going to be clickbaited into seeing it. But two, we also all know why he's a good example to start with anyway. If you're watching this, realistically you know who Vaush is. One of the biggest regular lefty content creators online, and also, crucially, one of the most scandal-prone. Not without reason either. Personally, I don't even keep up with day-to-day internet drama.
What is the theme of his room? Shed.
Or the deep Vaush lore. But just off the top of my head, I know he's got a long and kind of dubious history of playing devil's advocate around age of consent laws. I believe he went over the line making unwanted sexual remarks towards some chick he was debating at least once. And most recently, the whole internet rightfully clowned on him for inadvertently showing off his pedophilic bestiality cartoon porno collection live on stream. But point is, as completely justified as any other person online would be to criticize Vaush for everything like that he's done, just making online criticism of someone doesn't bring about change and doesn't fix anything. I don't want to get too stuck up on litigating whether or not any specific criticizable online figure is good or bad here. What you need to take away from an example like this is that if you want to properly affect some change in, for example, who has a large voice and platform online, it's not enough to make all those solid critiques.
Cards A10's vaporized Gunt. Where's the chart? Where's the chart? Let's get some race science on this. Is he A10s? I don't think he's quite A10s, okay? I would love to award Card the A10s, but I don't think he's quite A10. They're a bit too dull to be A10s, I think. You could argue maybe A20, but I think more likely you're looking at an A60 by enlist here. He doesn't have A10s. It's impressive. Those aren't quite A10s, okay? He can obviously improve it though. He can obviously improve it. You know, as we know, there are ways to improve it. Where's the post? There it is. There are ways of improving your rank. Eye color is modulated by melanin production and storage. Aspirin inhibits melanin production. If you're Faustian enough, A10 Conquerors can be yours. And as you see here, you can actually reach card postings. You can reach card postings eyes with 3 grams of aspirin. 10 grams the next tier, and for only 50 grams of aspirin, you can get A10 Conquerors. Yeah, total L community note. L community note. Do not take 50 grams of aspirin. You will overdose and potentially experience life-threatening complications. L?
Of someone solely to the echo chamber of your own audience. You need to give A, that person's own supporters and subscribers and viewers and what have you, a reason to care enough to walk away from a content creator they previously engaged with, and B, you need to directly give that figure's peers and collaborators a reason to firmly disassociate themselves from the person you're critiquing. If you don't have those two things, you're just howling into the void. With a figure like Vaush, again, to return to such a convenient example, because of his large base of loyal subscribers, you would admittedly be fighting uphill here. But if I, for one, wanted to pressure him to drastically reform his actions or even just apologize for what he's said and done in the past, the go-to way for that would be to look into all the smaller lefty streamer channels in his orbit that basically do the same thing he does every day, but typically with a different aesthetic presentation or something. There's a bunch of Vaush clones floating around out there online who aren't just copying his basic format and style because they hope it'll work for them. They do it because he's got a whole proper network and a website system that hosts their content they want to buddy up to. And if you want Vaush to change, it wouldn't even really be enough to just get all those people to denounce him and move on with their day either. You would have to specifically boycott, for lack of a better term, all of those smaller Vaush-orbiting creators and hope that they all saw enough of a drop in revenue and or viewership that they ask Vaush to meaningfully address the situation and make some real changes to how he acts in order to dissipate the criticism. You don't just denounce Vaush, you divest from him. And it's like any proper divestment movement in real life. If you can't meaningfully affect your target, materially or financially, you move on to seeing if you can impact the next level down in the food chain in the hopes that there will be some sort of knock-on effect. Let's say you care about palm forest logging, because you're worried about orangutans going extinct or whatever. You, and everyone else online who cares about orangutans, have absolutely zero sway over the corporate decisions of palm oil harvesting logger companies. So you try your best to bring a campaign together that aims to get people to stop buying and using products made with irresponsibly sourced palm oil, like Nestle chocolate, for example. Then, if or when that doesn't work, you go another rung lower on the corporate ladder and try to get people to stop financially supporting.
Okay, this is just like... You know, I hate video essays. I hate the video essay format, because it's like the first 5 minutes is spent just laying out shit that people already agree with to get you on board with the point. I just hate the format.
Supporting, say, contracted regional dairy suppliers and local distributors that Nestle's corporate office relies on for domestic production. And theoretically, if you do that well enough, the company in question will see enough financial incentive and pressure coming from its business partners that they'll change their actions to appease the divestment campaign. Or, let's say a signed recording artist goes on a wild, bigoted tirade on social media, and afterwards they refuse to apologize or recant their words.
Yeah, it's just like,
so, let's say you don't want them to have a big public platform to keep doing that. Ideally, you want their label to drop them. But just a half-hearted boycott of their work alone probably won't accomplish that. If you can organize that enough people boycott, say, every other artist with the same label, those other artists will likely pressure their corporate bosses to axe whoever's causing all that undue grief for them within the company. That's 2 examples, you get the idea. Sometimes this sort of thing works, sometimes it doesn't. but at least hypothetically, all businesses and sole traders want and need to protect their financial interests. So significantly threatening that financial interest because someone they're linked to is bad will still always be a better plan than just merely complaining about someone online without backing those words up with anything. So that's all the basic theory out of the way. Now, I have to admit, I didn't just choose to invoke Vaush in the title of this video for completely hypothetical reasons. Because I do have a novel, Vaush-adjacent problem I want to bring people's attention to. But it's not with the man himself, it's with someone in his orbit. A little bit of primer here.
Okay, here we go. I think this is where we want to start. Doesn't have a problem with Vaush. He's got a problem with Alec Gunter. I feel like, do we need... I almost want to pull up a clip. We all know my favorite Alec Gunter clip, right? We all know my favorite Alec Gunter clip.
Idea. Before we get started, I got a voice acting role, guys. An unpaid Minecraft voice acting role. Here. I'll show you guys the clip that got me the role. There you are. So the idea is that, like, I was supposed to sound like L from this clip. Oh wait, I guess I shouldn't show it, huh? It'd be a bad idea. But L from, what's it called? Damn, I'm getting a lot of viewers. More than I expected. I'm supposed to sound like L from Death Note. So this is what I sound like. Efficiency above all else. We have a mission to accomplish, and I expect nothing less than perfection from each of you. It's not the role I expected to land, for sure. Sentimentality has no place in our line of work. Emotions only cloud judgment and hinder progress. I've seen too much suffering caused by this war. It ends now, one way or another. I thought it was pretty good.
Coldest motherfucker
yeah, I'm just gonna be playing some
world.
Risky Rain, and oh yeah, I forgot to make a new channel. I gotta make a channel. Here, stream waiting. Voice channel.
Yeah, he just like me, for real. He just like
Stream
me.
waiting room. Oh wait, there's already... Hold on. There's already a waiting room channel.
Yeah, he talks about it more in a second.
Edit channel. Yeah, everyone, okay. Should be open, everyone. Alright, let me make an announcement. Jeez, these vertical live streams are crazy. I already got 41 viewers. Testing vertical. Leftist debate call-ins. I don't know how long I'm going to be going, guys. I could be going for like less than an hour. We'll just go until I give out. No, it's not supposed to be about Death Note. No, the whole point was I was supposed to sound like the guy. It's not hard to sound insane and raspy nasally. Thanks! You know, I feel like I put a lot of heart into that, but thank you. You know what? Go ahead and shit on my efforts. That's fine. You plebeians. You know nothing of my work. Nothing. I'm gonna play Bandit again, because I've been trying... If you guys haven't noticed, every fucking time I play this game...
He's so cool. I love him, man.
Vaush is the center of a network of online content creators who cover similar topics and support one another and who collaborate.
Can we get a King Shadow one for the culture? The culture? Wait, no, that's the wrong one. It's this one.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
2099 sound effect. That's the one.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
That one. Sorry, I just saw the black icon and I was like, oh, that must be the King Shadow one, but no. There's also the black spider for 2099 sound effect.
Right. I believe they might also get all their streaming websites made by the same group or be formally financially...
Was that from the interview specifically? Yeah, that was. That was when I asked him to do it.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
...linked behind the scenes, but I'm not terminally online enough to know for sure. Point is, I've got a very big, important problem with someone in that group that needs to be brought to light. Alec Gunter is a self-described former conservative turned leftist variety streamer who became quasi-prominent here on YouTube after he got involved in Vaush's clique. Then Vaush promoted him a bit, highlighted a shouting match Gunter got into with Matt Walsh, and basically raised him up from a subscribership of practically nothing to over 10,000 overnight. Ever since, Gunter's considered himself something of an up-and-comer in the lefty political streamer space. And every so often he'd do what a lot of political streamers do on a slow news day. He'd find someone else's YouTube video and just do a reaction stream to it. And early...
Problem? Hello? Hello?
This year, Gunter decided one day to do a stream reacting to one of my videos. Which, despite the fact it's definitely pretty low-effort content, there's nothing inherently bad about doing that sort of thing.
Alright, okay. This isn't low-effort content. I put a lot of work in, okay? I'm very tired. My social battery is very low by the way. I like to see card posting stream for 6 hours every night. I'd like to see card posting. I'd love to see it. Honestly, I'd love to see card posting. I'd love to see you do a month of 6-hour streams every night. Low effort. Okay, man. All right.
Believe me, I'm not just anti-streamer or anti-react content. But that did happen to lead to the problem we have today. See, in case you don't know anything about me or what I do here on YouTube, I'm a long-time progressive community organizer and activist. Although, of course, what political organizing you can do online is pretty limited, so that's not what I do here. But my background doing that for close to a decade now informs a lot of the stuff I like to upload to YouTube. For a while, just as something of a hobby, I've been basically making short, simple...
Loric streamed 30 mins more yesterday, now he's taking the day off. I was flaming him in chat for his low stream times. Was it? He was like, God, it's a really good at ghosting. And he's skipping through the videos and like missing everything, just skipping through. I'm like, I just put in chat like, sorry guys, Larix has worked 2 hours today. That's almost a full day of work for him. You can't come back tomorrow, something like that.
Video essays where I talk to camera just like this. But I think for about a year now, every second video I've done has been about a short 3 to 5 minute piece, part of a series I call Dog Whistles 101, where I explain an obtuse reactionary meme, what it means, and how to spot the people who post it so they don't fly under your radar. Decent premise, I think, and it seems to be something no other progressive online is doing exactly. And one of those I did was on the topic of the Friend World meme, and explaining how wannabe neo-Nazis use baby talk to signal to one another. And Alec Gunter decided to do a live react of that video, and he uploads it afterwards as a video called Please Don't Be Weird About Dog Whistles. And I think he did a pretty poor job here. He essentially comes into the video saying he's never heard of this thing before, so he doesn't think it's real. He tries to paint me as neurotic for believing it's a thing, and he needlessly calls me an asshole a lot throughout, and essentially tries to woke skull dunk on me and say I'm bad optics for the online left.
My issue with card posting's dog whistle videos a lot of the time is that it's just Chan terminology. It's usually just like image board terminology. It's like, yes, people who use image boards are more likely to be reactionary. That's true. Yes, people from image boards use those phrases to signal to each other in other places. Oh yeah, I'm like, what? It's like social signaling, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm one of these people, basically. Like when someone says based or whatever. It's like, it's a bit more of a niche term. There's a sort of social signaling saying, oh, this is sort of like where I'm at. You know, this is the sort of groups I'm in. But most of them aren't like well, that is kind of like what a dog whistle does. They aren't like tight enough linked to like explicitly far right stuff or reactionary stuff for it to really. I don't feel like it's an effective dog whistle. Points out, like Sneed is not an effective dog whistle. I don't think. Like the OK hand sign, that was more of an effective dog whistle, right? Because like people were using that in photo. Normal people use the OK hand sign. But if you saw a specific type of person doing it, that told you, oh, this is where they're at. So that is like an effective. It's worth pointing that out to an extent, right? Not freaking out over it. Even Pepe originally, I think there's an argument for it initially, maybe not even initially, like maybe a couple years into its lifespan, it being like a dog whistle, right? There is an argument for that. The Keck stuff, yeah. Keck stuff at one point in its lifetime was a dog whistle. Yeah, but you knew if it was a specific type of person? No, not really, because you could just see like a right-wingers, but if you saw right-wingers doing the okay hand sign, you'd be like, oh, these are like far right-wingers. Yeah, and the majority of freakouts are on dumbest things. Exactly. So it is worth pointing some of this stuff out, but I feel like the ones that card posting goes for it. So it just feels like sometimes like this doesn't map tightly enough onto far right or reactionary stuff to like justify calling it a dog whistle like that, I don't think. Okay, and that base, dude, the okay hand sign was never serious. It was always satire. Then it was just a dog whistle to point out how stupid mainstream lefties are. No, that is literally the point of a dog whistle. You are so dumb. Oh my god. The whole point of a dog whistle is that you can do it and then be like, oh, you're crazy. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. You're crazy. I'm not doing anything. That's the whole point. So it's called a dog whistle. It's because humans can't hear it and dogs can. So they call it a dog whistle because to most people you would look crazy if you were saying, there's this, I can hear this thing. I can hear this thing. So just saying, oh, well, the only reason they were doing it is to make other people look crazy. Yes, that's a dog whistle, retard.
Is it that bad? I've only ever seen people use it like funny. You know what I mean? Like a meme. Here, let's do a quick experiment. The whole reason I'm watching this is because I think it's silly. It is that bad? No, it's not.
It's so knotted. He is hearing dog frequencies. Okay, man.
I just don't see it being used in a bad way, from what I can tell. You would be hard pressed to convince me that that's how it originally started. You know what I mean? I don't know about that. I don't know. Like, okay, I could be wrong, but it seems very silly. Oh, I saw you say friends on Twitter the other day when talking about your stuffed animals. Hello, white nationalist, fellow white nationalist. How do you do? Like, what? It doesn't work. He comes off like a shrill, streaking liberal. It's too liberal for me. It's too libby. Gross. I don't want to coalition build with this asshole because he's probably, like, I don't know for sure, but based on this video, the impression I'm getting is that this guy cannot take a punch, metaphorically, okay? Like, he just can't.
Now, I'm actually not someone afraid of criticism or unwilling to stand by what I say. So, the very next day, I make a video of my own responding to Gunter, wherein I explain essentially, in detail, why I'm right about the fact Friendworld definitely was an alt-right thing. And if Alec had a modicum of sense, he could have used the computer in front of him to Google the word and educate himself. Among the first results would be this Wiktionary page explaining the word's meaning and how it's used as a dog whistle, numerous Reddit posts explaining the same thing from around the time the admins over there started cracking down on this sort of thing. I found this reporting from the ADL about a very popular alt-right Substack page called Pepe's Friend Zone, as well as entries on both Know Your Meme and Rational Wiki for what those are worth. And in that video, I even get to do a little bit of banter back, showing that I'm not some precious neurotic lib who can't...
Here's again, it's like, yes, far-right people were using it as a dog whistle, but also it's difficult because there's plenty of people that were using it as not a dog whistle. It didn't start on like S4S or something, or was it banned? I feel like it was one of those boards, like the friend shit, new friend, and all that. Or was it S? It was. I feel like it was S4S banned or it. It must have been one.
Roll with the punches. Alec, I appreciate that you think it's good to be able to take those metaphorical punches. So, real talk here. You shouldn't be commenting on how anyone else's video background looks, or calling them fragile lefty stereotypes. Your setup looks like this. Between the hipster beard, and the flannel shirt, and the slack jaw, and the glasses, and the pink lighting, and the gamer chair, and the fact you call...
Yo, I never saw this video, Jesus Christ. Why is he going in like that? Why is he doing... Bro, chill out. Don't hurt Gunter like that. The fuck?
So, real talk here.
See, it's so hard for me to pick a side, because card posting's like this meek, unassuming, autistic guy who can really go in on people. But then Gunter's like this retarded, bumbling, like everyone hates him, but he does like some fun. He is like funny in some ways and endearing in like dumb ways. So it makes me want to root for him. It gives me like an underdog appeal to me. So it's so hard for me to pick a team here because I've truly got no allegiance or involvement.
You shouldn't be commenting on how anyone else's video background looks or calling them fragile lefty stereotypes. Your setup looks like this. Between the hipster beard and the flannel shirt and the slack jaw and the glasses and the pink lighting and the gamer chair and the fact you call yourself a leftist variety streamer, if you were more familiar with reactionary online terminology, you might know this all forms an archetype that a lot of people call the soy new male bug man. Thankfully, though, you're pretty...
Bro, why are you saying all that? Dude, I just fucking choked on my drink. The fuck, dude? Oh, that's insane. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
And the slack jaw and the glasses and the pink lighting and the gamer chair and the fact you call yourself a leftist variety streamer, if you were more familiar with reactionary online terminology, you might know this all forms an archetype that a lot of people call the soy new male bug man. Thankfully, though, you're pretty ignorant about this kind of stuff, so you won't know it's meant to be derogatory. And there's a bit of back and forth after that. Next day, Gunter does another video where he tries to reframe everything he said and act like he wasn't saying I was
He's fucking... That's so brutal. That's so fucked up.
wrong about the topic we were discussing, and that he wasn't trying to take those little pot shots at me and my appearance.
Just a guy coming in from the outside, seeing that there was somebody upset about that word. And I clicked on it out of curiosity because I'm like, okay, what is this now nowadays? Yeah, see, that's my problem, is that you just get into this weird funk of always looking for dog whistles. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he did this. I'm not saying he encouraged people to do this, but that's the vibe that I got. I didn't see the videos that just that people take dog whistles too far. My point is that the word friends, F-R-E-N-S, did not seem like that much of a dog whistle to me. Another thing I'll also point out is that I think I did ignore part of what he was trying to say, and that's that, like, they will use these things interpersonally with one another, right? That's how they kind of talk to each other, I guess. Which, if that's true, I can't really speak to that. I don't know of anybody who does that, but apparently I got some comments saying that confirmed that, yes, they do that, like, baby speak thing interpersonally, and so I was wrong about that part. I don't know. Like, the whole thing seems silly. And it still does. I still think that it seems silly. That little rant right there was my perspective as a former conservative. That's what I'm thinking going into this video as somebody who's never heard the word friends before. Thinking, okay, why should I personally care about this word friends? He didn't make a good case. I'm sorry, dude. You just literally did not make a good case, and now you're coping about it. By the way, I didn't say anything against his looks. Nothing.
And, long story short, maybe a couple of weeks later, he puts out another whole new video, having completely abandoned the premise of wanting to debate whether or not Friendworld is a thing, called Fake BreadTuber Exposed, Card Posting's Crimes. Now, clearly my earlier responses to Gunter hit his ego pretty bad, because now he's just straight up making things up and trying to clutch wildly at anything which might make him look retrospectively like the aggrieved party. Now, I already made a long video, months back now, breaking down exactly why everything Gunter brings up here is wrong. And I also talk about a lot of the stuff he doesn't mention that he was doing behind the scenes at the time, like sending me a bunch of emails trying to plead with me to debate him, and he threatening me, and I'll link that in...
Dude, I keep getting comments on this fucking Nux Harmful Opinions video. You know, I did that bit when Harmful Opinions said the word niggling. I kept going back and going, Ayo, Ayo, and making a thing out as if I didn't know the word and thought he was saying the N-word, as if it was obviously a joke. I did it for like a straight minute. I repeated it again and again, and I was going like, what the fuck did he just, Ayo, the fuck did he just say? Like again and again, and I'm getting so many comments. Niggling to cause a slight but persistent annoyance. To be fair, I paused the video to look up the word before you even reacted. Understandable, lol. And like a bunch of other comments saying like basically the same thing, just being like, is niggler not a common word outside of Australia? Like, bro, I don't understand how you can see that bit and not recognize it was a joke.
In the description of this video. In fact, I'll be linking all the videos I've mentioned or alluded to up to this point right at the top of the video's description. Myself's and Gunter's, for the sake of complete transparency, in chronological release order, so you can see firsthand for yourself how we've unfortunately gotten to this point.
Why do all these fucking autistic people keep commenting on my videos? Video is on Nuxtaku. Fair point.
But I'll run through the quick version of what Gunter did and claimed I've done and why that's bogus, all as briefly as I can here. Firstly, prior to making his video, he began sending a bunch of emails to me every day for a while, claiming he wanted to make up for the fact he came across like a meathead in his videos to me.
Okay, this one's back.
So you can see firsthand for yourself how we've unfortunately gotten to this point. But I'll run through the quick version of what Gunter did and claimed I've done and why that's bogus, all as briefly as I can here. Firstly, prior to making his video, he began sending a bunch of emails to me every day for a while, claiming he wanted to make up for the fact he came across like a meathead in his videos, and saying he wanted to do a live discussion.
Hey Card, this is Alex Gunter from YouTube. In case you were wondering, I did watch your most recent video on me. I do have some thoughts. But that's not the crux of what this email is about. First off, I want to assure you that I'm messaging in good faith. I'll read it in his L voice, actually. I understand you have done some real progressive work in your community. And the last thing I want to do is discredit that. Fuck me. My only goal in reaching out is to see if we can come across and understand each other better. I know I come off like a meathead in my videos, but I assure you, I'm more intelligent than I typically act. I was directed to your video, deconstructing this heteronormativity for fun and clout, by someone who reached out to me, and I have several thoughts on some of the things you said in this video. Further, I'd like to talk with you directly about my contentions with your content, and how you present yourself. My goal, at the end of the day, is to build up an attractive leftist space, and make it the best it can be, pulling in as many people as possible who will end up supporting progressive values. So I'm willing to hear you out. If you'll hear me out, I'd like to do it in front of my audience as well, as a show of good faith and transparency. Rather than edited and cherry-picked video, let me know what you think if you'd like to set something up. Respectfully, Alex Gunter.
Then, when I was totally disinterested in that, he pivoted to debate me, bro, or I'll go live with what I found. Don't care, ignored, straight to spam folder. Then, as I've previously documented,
Oh, bro, you sounded like L from Death Note. Thank you, I tried. Thank you. I'm glad I've got a more appreciative audience than Alex Gunter does. This is Quayman's internal monologue. Okay.
He got his Discord or his Twitter fans to spam up my email for a while. Pretty low effort stuff so far, I know, but don't worry, we're just getting started. Come the day of his big exposed video, Gunter starts by showing his fans that I occasionally write for a newspaper here in Australia.
Now, John David Card is a published author. Can you believe that? He is a journalist as well as a published author. So this is his profile in Independent Australia. John Card. John David Card is a writer, historian, and anarchist activist.
Which is pretty weird of him to do. I've never linked to it or mentioned the fact I've written for it here on YouTube, so I gotta figure he decided to go looking for anything with my name on it. Now, considering that it's a regional paper and I've done articles about location-specific issues, I think he was going for a veiled doxing threat here. It would make sense, since he doesn't even engage with anything I've written over there. He just makes a point to let people know where I work for the sake of letting them know. Next, Gunter pulls up a video of mine where I talk very proudly about gender fluidity and non-binary identities, and he accuses me of advocating that people claim to be trans to sneak into bathrooms.
Like that, he is willing and able to take on any identification he wants in the moment if it seems advantageous at that time. Is he allowed to do that? Sure, I guess. But why would you admit to that? Why would you go around saying to people, yeah, you know, I pretend to be trans or non-binary when it suits my needs. And what he just said right there is that if he wants to go peek in a woman's restroom, all he has to do is say, I am transgender, I'm a trans femme.
Wait.
Why would you say that? Optics,
Why?
man.
Now,
Is this real? This is... Okay.
of course, I didn't say that. In fact, I never...
Yeah, why go down this route? I don't understand. He's trying to be like a leftist progressive streamer. It would just be based on, like, Gunter needs to live his truth, I think. He needs to just live his truth. I think his problem is that he's trying too hard to be in the Vosh orbit. I think he needs to break his chains. He needs to break the progressive victory chains. He needs to get off the PV plantation, the Woo plantation. He wants to go crazy. He wants to go stupid. He needs to walk his own path, forge his own path.
I mentioned bathrooms at all in that video, and when Gunter says that people, such as me, claim to be trans to get into bathrooms, he's literally just rehashing a Fox News talking point here. And I'll also point out, he's saying all this the same week that a trans non-binary teenager was literally murdered in a bathroom because of that sort of rhetoric. So hey, he's keeping it classy. Then Gunter spends a frankly bizarre amount of time reading excerpts, to the best of his ability, from a draft of a novella I wrote he got from my website. He spends about half an hour trying to claim that the occasional spelling mistake in this rough draft story is... what exactly? Supposed to be proof of something? Take a look.
Let's keep going. He waited for her to continue. Once he realized she wasn't going to talk, he tried to interest her in some food. No period, by the way. Another grammar issue. She realized he wouldn't stop the oh, wait. No, wrong one. That's for later. She could have almost been there by now, admittedly, had it not been for the conniving driver who she had left the truck stop restroom just in time to see driving off. Conniving driver... No, actually, that's fine. I don't know why I pulled that one up. Because I'm a big John David Card fan, okay? Don't become the cringe? Fuck you. I'll be cringe all I want. I've earned this shit. You know how much shit that I've had to pour through for this?
Just as a reminder, as we're talking about typos here, Gunter's video was called Card Postings Crimes. Crimes. But then, this is where he pivots into another accusation related to the book. Because he tries to make out here that this story has pedophilic, sexually charged undertones because one of the characters in it is a teenage girl.
Even if it did, who cares? Stand on it.
Something which he continued to claim even as he tried to take his accusations of me to random debate lord streamers he got into a spiraling call-in conversations with.
The one part that I pulled was because it was supposed to be whom, not who. And then the next part that I pulled that didn't seem to quite make sense was because he was using present tense rather than past tense. He switched tenses, and I forgot to mention that part. I was too eager to get to, like, you know,
fair. Shit. The big bits, the weird bits in the book.
Right.
What were you trying to say with the snippets from the book? Because I don't think you were explicit.
It's just weird. I feel like
weird in what way?
It's weird optically. Like, he keeps harping on and on about how mature this 12-year-old is as she points a gun at adults who keep bringing up the CPS. And oh my God, the CPS is going to get me in trouble if this 12-year-old girl. And they're like, I don't know. It just seemed charged. It seemed very charged.
Charged how?
I don't know.
Anti-CPS messaging.
How else to explain it? It seemed sexually charged.
Sexually charged,
and that's bad optics. Was using, yes, it seemed charged.
That's completely bunk. There's absolutely nothing like that in the story. And in fact, there is unambiguously zero sexual content or anything even approaching it whatsoever in that story. I stand by that assertion 100%. And in fact, within a few hours of this video you're currently watching being uploaded and made public, I plan on also uploading a reading of that entire story to YouTube too, if you really want to investigate Gunter's claim for yourself. Then, Gunter next goes on to claim, without any evidence, and again falsely, that I browse Kiwi Farms, the reactionary drama/doxing forum. That's not true at all. I don't browse it, I don't post there, and Gunter saying that I do is a lie. Simple as that. I think Kiwi Farms is bad, and I also won't miss an opportunity to point out that as Alec Gunter is telling this lie about me, karma bites him squarely in the ass, and we get this glorious Freudian slip on his livestream.
Not a super progressive place. I literally got linked to a Kiwi Farms thing as a result of, like, all of this stuff going on, so I logged in. Not logged in, I don't have an account.
Ayo, the fuck?
To a Kiwi Farms thing as a result of, like, all of this stuff going on, so I logged in. Not logged in, I don't have an account or nothing, but I opened the page for the first time today.
So I logged in. I don't have an. I didn't log in. I don't have an account. Okay.
But Alec Gunter ends his video about me by making up one really big final claim. He spins a fairy tale, entirely transparently bogus, that he was supposedly contacted by an unnamed anonymous source right as he started getting his feelings hurt in this online exchange, who, just out of the blue, told him that me, the person he's got a problem with, is actually not a progressive, but I do YouTube because I secretly want to start a transgender sex cult. That's his final claim in this video.
Well, then why didn't you go after Chud? Why didn't you go after Chud? That doesn't make any sense.
Groom people into a trans sex cult, which he makes sure to end his stream emphasizing and telling his audience that I should be pogromed off the internet, driven offline entirely, while still being visibly mad about the fact he got some banter back in our first exchange. Take a look.
So what does this all boil down to, folks? Well, I have a theory, and I think it's a very good one. I think that John David Card is a groomer. I think that he is attempting to start his own cult of supporters, largely trans supporters, right? I think that he wants to build up an audience of trans people that he can then manipulate, take advantage of, and perhaps even in a sexual way. And so that's why I feel this is not personal. It is a little personal, but the main point of this is not personal. I do not want shitheads like this infiltrating our good leftist space. No. Cast you out into the cold, my friend. None of that here. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. And you shouldn't have called me a fucking slackjaw, dumbass.
Oh, I love Gunter so much. How could you hate this guy?
Perhaps even in a sexual way. And so that's why I feel this is not personal. It is a little personal, but the main point of this is not personal. I do not want shitheads like this infiltrating our good leftist space. No. Cast you out into the cold, my friend. None of that here. You're a piece of shit.
He's too butthurt for me to like him. Yeah, but that's why it's funny. That's why it's funny. That's endearing, because he's just like a spiteful prick.
It is a little personal, but the main point of this is not personal. I do not want shitheads like this infiltrating.
He's like a spiteful prick, but he's too inept to like carry it out properly. It's like it's just funny. It's endearing.
Our good leftist space. No. Cast you out into the cold, my friend. None of that here. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. And you shouldn't have called me a fucking slackjaw, dumbass. And that's that.
That's that.
Hopefully, suffice to say, I do not in fact want to start any trans sex cults. Furthermore, no random anonymous people you find in the comments section of an Alec Gunter video
I love him, man.
is anyone
He's
who
so
knows
based.
me. Because I keep my real-world organizing private, because it doesn't need to be public. And as an aside, political organizing and making videos online are two entirely separate things. And anyone making content out of the organizing they supposedly do is actually just someone angling for an online media career. But back to the topic, Alec Gunter made up a story to support his claim I want to groom people. He lied very brazenly and claimed he had a bunch of super damning evidence dumped into his lap supporting that story. He just can't actually let you see it, but trust him, guys, he totally has it. This random Australian...
Oh, guys, now is actually, I haven't done a show in a bit. Now is a great time to remind you guys, okay? A great time to remind you guys. With 243 people here, 152 likes on the stream, I mean, there's at least about 90 people who can still do the bare minimum, stop freeloading. Like the stream, guys. Like the stream, okay, guys? Huge like the stream moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, if you want to take your support further, there are ways to do so. You can donate, first of all, through the Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can also buy yourself a membership. You can gift someone else a membership, or you can gift a whole group of memberships, randomly to people throughout the chat. You can also buy a super chat, which will highlight your message and read out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which will send a YouTube image or GIF and highlight the message it's in. All very epic. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Queller. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The one gifted to Smaggle there, deserving chatter. Thank you, Queller. Guys, also, please go to discord.gg/Queeman, twitter.com/Queeman, and reddit.com/rqueeman. Thank you. Go over.
And hobbyist video maker he's never met, filming on their phone to maybe a few hundred people a video, is actually super bad, and Gunter's not just saying that because he got his ego very badly bruised. That's his claim of me, the fantasy he's come up with. Now, my counterclaim of him, so to speak, the problem I've got with him that I want to get to today, is just what you see in his videos and how Alec Gunter acts towards people. He does things that, frankly, should not be encouraged or even welcomed in progressive spaces. Beyond the juvenile stuff, like all the pleading emails he kept sending me, or the fact he tried to get his fans to send me a bunch of spam messages, or even how he tried to do a real low-rent doxing by showing people where I live through what paper I write for. I mean, like the simple fact, Alec Gunter started, then lost, YouTube beef with a progressive creator just a fraction of his size, then he made up a fake rape cult story to save face. And is all around just a pretty terrible person, as you see once you start to keep track of what he's done. He tried to attack me by calling my gender identity fake and rolling out the conservative classic bathroom libel, again the same week the big headline news was that a
Cat Zaflock and Super Chatted $1.44. That's the fake Smaggle. Smaggle stinks.
Thank you for the 2 Canadian cats of
non-binary person had just been murdered over this shit. Did he not say that non-binary people, or at the very least I, are faking it to peek into public restrooms? That's just transphobia. And by the way, just in case you think he was merely just trying to articulate an argument that's still pro-trans identities, just anti-too cute and more binary and medicalist, but he's just clumsy about it, well, no, in fact. Here's him attacking another trans person who takes a very medicalist, binary, true scum line on trans issues. Take a look.
Girl, you gotta be kidding me. I speak from
What
personal...
do you mean you gotta be... Don't be a cuck. Don't be a cuck. Shut up.
Because
Yeah, as a cuck. No, you're not a man. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to put yourself in the same category as me. Get out.
cannot change
I
the
cast
truth.
you out. All right, I don't accept...
Dude, he's so base. Wait, he's base.
Medicalist, binary, true scum line on trans issues. Take a look.
Girl, you gotta be kidding me. I speak from
What
personal...
do you mean you gotta be... Don't be a cuck. Don't be a cuck. Shut up.
Because
Yeah, as a cuck. No, you're not a man. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to put yourself in the same category as me. Get out.
cannot change
I
the
cast
truth.
you out. All right, I don't accept men who are cucks. If you're like a literal cuck and that's your fetish, that's fine. I'm not getting on.
Looks to me like Gunter's just a bellowing cis guy who likes to talk over actual trans people and will just be transphobic
Problem?
for the sake of making woke skull dunking content.
Matt?
Hey. Reminder, his whole shtick is being a former Trump supporter who got all libbed up and became a Democrat fanboy instead. And he's not a stick in the mud like those wokies who think voting blue isn't enough. Why do we need to hear what he thinks about anything, let alone trans issues? Oh hey, remember the part where he called me a pedophile because the book I wrote had a teen girl in it? And he said he wants to make sure I'm nowhere near the online left because I'm bad optics? Well, hilariously, he actually recorded that stream the morning of the same day Vaush later leaked the fact he had a bunch of, you know, bestiality lolicon. The cartoon child porn of little girls being sodomized by horses. That stuff, which he had on his computer, because he consumes that sort of content, because he likes it, because he's a pedophile. Anyway, it's just really interesting that Alec Gunter thinks it's really important we do our utmost to point that out, and remove all the pedophiles from the online left. And we know for a fact that Alec Gunter heard about the fact Vaush got exposed for leaking all his cartoon bestiality child porn, because he was actually in Vaush's subsequent livestream, advising Vaush that actually this mistake could be parlayed into an opportunity for him to get exposed to new viewers by accepting Ethan Klein's invitation to talk about what happened.
You think you can call in and talk it over with them? Maybe this is your ticket in? Nah.
Then
Great advice, Alec. Great advice. How can you hate this guy when he was trying to lead Vosh into his death?
guess what? After it came to light that Vaush had a bunch of cartoon bestiality child porn on his computer, In the interests of pointing out and ousting the pedophiles from the online left, Gunter actually didn't just ignore what Vaush did, he explicitly banned mention of it in his community. As another aside, I don't think any YouTuber should run a Discord for their fans like that. It's a space controlled solely by a figure everyone there will look up to. There's zero means to properly verify that people coming in are actually of age. It's not visible to outsiders at all, so there's no oversight or accountability. I just denounce the idea of YouTubers having Discords like that. Period.
I agree with this in principle, but there's no way to enforce it, and there's too many benefits to doing it, so... Kenny, shut the fuck up, you've got a Discord. Kenny, you're literally already doing it, bro. I'm one of the 3 people in your Discord right now, and one of them is you. And the other's a VTuber, which is slightly worrying.
I just don't like them. It doesn't sit right with me. And more specifically, looking again at this screenshot of Alec Gunter telling everyone to ignore the fact that Vaush likes cartoon bestiality child porn, is he shirtless in his pic there? That means either topless pics are normal fodder in the Gunter Discord community, and everyone does that, which isn't a crime, of course.
He's a London Black. He's a London Black, but... Dude, that's shameful, okay? Listen, I'm sick of this, okay? I'm sick of seeing this. Quick detour here, okay? I'm sick of seeing this. I'm sure Stylo is too. I'm speaking for him. We gotta stop black guys representing themselves as little white boys. Have some pride. I sentence you to 5,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming. Where is it? Wait.
Richard Jefferson, I sentence you to 500 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Stephen A. Smith, I sentence you to 4,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, I sentence you both to 2,500 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Michael Wilbon, you fat, bald-head, no-neck midget, I sentence you to 3,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Snow Bunny Shannon Sharp, you're the biggest and strongest of everybody on the list, so I'm going to have to sentence you for 10,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man and saying that no black woman can make you happy. 10,000 lashes for Snow Bunny Shannon Sharp. Who else we got on this?
But it's definitely also something that doesn't sit right with me. Or, topless pics like that aren't normal in the Gunter Discord community, and he's the only one who does that. In which case, I'd say maybe his accusation I want to head an online trans sex cult was more just projection than anything else. Anyway, isn't it really weird how Alec Gunter is willing to lie and call someone he doesn't like a pedophile, then all of a sudden, someone he does like, someone who he can continue to suck up to, someone he's got an incentive to stay on the good side of, is exposed as being a pedophile? I think the double standards is bad myself. But speaking of double standards and trans Discord cults, y'all remember Keffals? Again, hilariously, the thing Alec Gunter made up to accuse me of happens to someone he likes, and he's shockingly silent about things. See, right after this exchange between me and Gunter, where he accuses me of wanting to groom people into an online trans cult, the Keffals thing comes back into focus and becomes the drama flavour of the month. Now personally, I'm already on record as saying I don't really think any amount of online criticism is even going to affect her, and I stand by that. But let's be clear here, what Keffals did is definitely still really bad. I'm obviously not anti-HRT, but having a private Discord filled with people you can't verify the ages of, where you covertly distribute hormones of dubious origin and purity, and then essentially pull a confidence trick banking on people's sympathy to pocket $100 grand you lie about your need for, then squander, and in doing so tarnished the standing of every
Okay,
reputable...
listen, we may have to put a stop to this stuff, okay? None of this. Trans cult bad, femboy farm good. Let's...
Jimberly super chatted $5. Do you think he's reading something or too autistic to look directly into the camera?
It's both an acceptable answer.
HRT distributor and every trans person looking for necessary financial assistance is bad. That's a bad thing to do, and Keffels did it. And guess what? Not a peep of condemnation out of Gunter. Really weird how his outrage is very selective, and only seems to come out against much smaller channels he doesn't like. And every once in a while, I still get stuff float into my recommended tab where Gunter will have done something like incorrectly assume another content creator has a smaller subscribership than him, then he'll muse about how he thinks the smaller creator looks 14 or something, before going off on a mumbling monologue about how the person he thinks is some random minor looks like he'd be really into gay sex and having Alec dress him up as a woman.
He's smaller than I am even, and that's saying something. How old is I? Honestly, I'm a little scared. How old is this guy? He looks underage. There's his Twitter. He looks like he's like 14. I'm honestly scared to insult him any further. But he's in an adult space, so I'm gonna treat him like an adult. Like, what are you like? You dudes in private when no, like you, and you don't tell anybody about it. Okay, that hairstyle already says everything I need to know, my dude.
Theo, I'm sorry. Why on? I don't usually talk about anything related to this, but listen, the seal has kind of been broken when Nick the Oreo and all those people putting up tweets about the ban. Why the fuck is Nathan debating Groypers? Bro. It's over.
Okay, you take it up the ass like when nobody's looking, and you deny it at every point when nobody even brought it up.
Yeah, Nathan Bonnell, Destiny's kid, has started debating Groypers in Twitter Spaces. Yes.
They're like, what do you mean in the ass? And they're like, I asked you what you wanted for dinner. Okay, well, just so it's clear, I did not get in the ass. Like that's the look that you're giving off. If this guy who already looks like he would fit makeup very well, makeup and a dress, I'm serious. Like he would look good with makeup and a dress. Not kidding. Maybe you should try it. You know?
Yeah, that's definitely the sort of React stream dunking content a progressive who's really concerned about optics should do, isn't it?
Some 16-year-olds look like adults. Okay, I need to explain something because I feel like not enough people understand this.
Tom covered the Nux talking. Turkey Tom covered the Harmful Opinions video.
I mean.
Oh yeah, so he did. Ill. I go. Does Tom leave his VODs up, or does he get rid of them? He gets rid of them. It's fucking loser.
The problem with pedophilia is not finding somebody who is underage attractive. Okay? If you find somebody who happens to be underage, who's like 16 or 17, attractive, that's not a big deal. Which, you know, I admit to fighting for clout, by the way. I fully admit to that. Of course I fight for clout. I do debates. I tick some buttons, you know. I spark some outrage sometimes. You know, it happens. I do that.
It's almost as bad as that time Gunter went on Jubilee's Middle Ground show to play the comic.
Like, I think we all get the point he's making when he says the issue with that. We get the point he's trying to make is that it's acting on something as the moral wrong. It's not the. I assume that's the point he's trying to make. The Mr. Girl type point.
Comic Relief then did a psychotic follow-up stream seething about the fact he's been out-debated by a bunch of inner-city high school kids and grandmothers.
All judging me. Look at them fucking staring me down, dude.
Dude, this is so good. This is what I saw earlier.
All judging me. Look at them fucking staring me down, dude. They fucking hate me.
I have a savior complex.
That's like, he's not actually saying the N-word apparently, but dude, it's so fucking funny. It's such a good clip.
High school kids and grandmothers.
All judging me. Look at them fucking staring me down, dude. Fuckers, they fucking hate me.
I have a savior complex as an older brother.
Dude, I fucking love that clip so much. That's so fucking funny, dude.
And grandmothers.
All judging me. Look at them fucking staring me down, dude. Fuckers, they fucking hate me.
I have a savior complex as an older brother, and I will save you whether you like it or not.
Oh,
so
God.
that's just me.
You want to be a savior, and you're using me to make yourself feel good. That's what I'm
How am I
hearing.
hurting you?
You're not letting me have my own voice. You're not letting me speak.
How? You're speaking now?
No,
You're cutting her off.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I have to.
This isn't about love. This is just about making the world a fucking better place. This isn't about me personally loving this bitch or this cunt, okay?
This, by the way, is the same now deleted stream of Gunter's where he tells his audience that when he's losing an argument, he finds that the best thing to do is just to make shit up and lie.
I hate feeling uncomfortable. Obviously, you don't want to feel
See,
like
when they give anecdotes, just fucking make shit up. That's exactly the opposite. Lie back. Just lie
Wait,
back.
this is
Just
funny.
so now
What? This is funny.
what? Now what? Now you have nothing. I thought that I came off looking pretty damn good. I think I did a pretty damn.
That's funny and that's based. When someone, if someone comes at you with an anecdote, it is just funny and based to just totally make up a lie anecdote in response. That is epic. That is based. What's the problem?
Damn good job. And I think that those little snide remarks that I make were perfect for this format. If you're going to, if you're going.
Yeah, dude, thank God Destiny's new girlfriend got him stop wearing his own fucking merch and sweatpants. Holy shit.
Going to like get a point across in a format like this, what I've learned from this experience is those little quips are perfect.
And it should be noted that when I called Gunter's stream psychotic just then, that wasn't merely a glib remark about mental health for the sake of rhetorical emphasis either. Gunter himself would like you to think his streams are psychotic too. He must reckon it gives him a bit more wiggle room to make up insane accusations about trans grooming cults and the like. After he did his big video on me, the one where he accused me of wanting to groom people into a trans sex cult, he stopped streaming for a little while. And then, in his first stream back, I reckon that in order to get ahead of any criticism that might come back his way because of all the crazy accusations he'd been making, he claims that actually, he was in a bipolar manic state the last few months or more, and I think he basically just tries his best to lay the groundwork for a mental health pity defense. Take a look.
I've had really bad executive dysfunction like these past couple months, honestly. Shortly before I took the break, I was already feeling it. I was like super burned out. There was also some stuff going on like with the drama community that I really don't want to get into because I don't want to get clipped or whatever. But like there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes on top of like just burnout and feeling like I'm not good enough for this job. Like it's not really a job, I guess, yet at least. I should say it's not my primary job. On top of all that was like it was complicating the executive dysfunction that I already have as a result of ADHD. So my guess, not to self-diagnose, but my guess is that I'm bipolar, and I was in a manic phase for like a few months, at least a few months, if not longer.
I'll also point out that...
Okay, imagine feeling that you're not good enough streaming. Okay, listen, be fair, okay? Streaming is a competitive market, okay? It is, especially, look, I'll say it, like, well, starting out, it is difficult to be like, wow, why the fuck are people watching me? That's like, obviously there is a level of, like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I making money from this? That's absolutely the case. It's very competitive, so it is sometimes like, wow, why are people choosing this over anything else?
Wild accusation of me. Gunter has even gotten into arguments with random callers in from his audience who point out how absurd his claims of me are. And in those, he still defends making the claim and maintains it's true, while also distancing himself from the responsibility of making the claim by saying he's just putting his thoughts out there, and then he just usually deflects from answering at all by saying he forgets. Take a look.
So then why did you go and accuse him of being a rapist, a cultist,
I
a
didn't
groomer?
accuse him of that. Somebody from an official org
Yes, you did. In your video,
somebody
you
from an
say
official
that he's
org
trying
did.
to start
and
his
I just
own
was
cult.
I was putting out. Yes, that's my thoughts. I did not make an
put
official.
out your thoughts that somebody's starting a cult?
Are you actually
fucking
interested
crazy?
in what I have to say or not? Are you just here to bash me?
Okay.
Ghoul super chatted $2.18. Why am I watching this?
Thank you for the 320 yen, Ghoul.
I am interested in hearing how you answer these
Then
questions
explain.
because I think.
Then let me explain.
Okay, what?
Sorry, I meant let me explain.
Let's go. You go ahead.
Okay. I already forgot what I was saying. What was your question?
So here's my problem. I'm just a progressive person who started doing YouTube videos as a fun little hobby. I don't have any aspirations of an online media career, nor would I ever needlessly attack another person on the platform or want to start beef. But within like a few months of me just being here, doing my own thing, making some videos, talking about stuff that interests me, along came this big bellowing ape who wants to become the next big streamer based off of a conversion story of becoming a liberal like a couple years ago, and he starts attacking me and calling my identity fake and harassing me.
Is Gunter being groped by Bronze Age pervert in that clip? I don't. Was it? I understand why you're saying that.
That somebody's starting a cult?
Are you actually
fucking
interested
crazy?
in what I have to say or not? Are you just here to bash me?
I am interested in hearing how you answer these
Then
questions
explain.
because I think.
Then let me explain.
Okay, what?
Sorry, I meant let me explain.
Let's go. You go ahead.
Okay. I already forgot what I was saying. What was
Bronze
your
Age
question?
pervert is the Longhouse guy. Yeah, I can't tell if that's him.
So
Does
here's my
sound like
problem.
him.
I'm just a progressive person who started doing YouTube videos as a fun little hobby. I don't have any aspirations of an online media career, nor would I ever needlessly attack another person on the platform or want to start beef. But within like a few months of me just being here, doing my own thing, making some videos, talking about stuff that interests me, along came this big bellowing ape who wants to become the next
That's Nicandros. Oh yeah, it could be Nicandros. That's true.
big streamer based off of a conversion story of becoming a liberal like a couple years ago, and he starts attacking.
Jimberly super chatted $2. Card posting has Gollum eyes.
Thank you for the $2, Shimbley.
Me and calling my identity fake and harassing me and making wild, outlandish claims about me, which seems like a part of a pattern of behavior for him.
Okay. 100% it's not Bronze Age pervert. He's too busy eating out Dasher to argue with Gunter. Thank you, CDO. CDO. Thank you.
And I don't like that. Frankly, I shouldn't have to tolerate it. When I made my last video mentioning all this and explaining in detail...
I followed BAP on Twitter recently, and bro, Deepram is so right. That guy does nothing but post hentai. It's crazy.
Why Gunter's claims about me were demonstrably false, I said I wouldn't be interacting with him anymore. And I stand by that too. Because this isn't a video responding to him. Because you can't debate something like these accusations he's made of me. You can debate whether or not, say, a reactionary meme is real, and whether or not people should be aware of it. You can debate with someone and banter about optics or different types of presentation. But you simply can't discuss something with someone just intent on lying about you. So, this is the part of the video where all that theoretical stuff I started with about asking people to divest from bad things and bad people comes back into it. This video is made principally for other people who are themselves established figures in the sphere of online left-of-centre streaming and debating and video making. I've shown you that Alec Gunter has lied a lot about me. He's done a lot of things that shouldn't be welcome in progressive spaces, and this is likely just the tip of the iceberg. Once again, I'll even suggest you possibly go and watch all of the videos we've both done about this that are linked at the top of this video's description. But if you're someone who interacts with Alec Gunter here online, or you're in the same spaces as him, you should pick a side here. And I think the correct choice to make would be to say that he should not be welcomed into your online social circle or your sphere of collaborating and content making. And I'm asking, very openly, for the big network and groups he's associated with to formally cut ties with him, at least until he makes some significant changes and takes responsibility for what he's done. That would mean, first and foremost, Alec Gunter is the newest name in the Vouch-centric stable of creators that all share a website provider and a posting service, is he not? Gunter having any sort of notable subscribership is solely because of Vaush's platforming of him. And I feel like I've got a very legitimate grievance here of Vaush and his network that they've enabled someone to accuse me of running a sex cult.
I'm sorry, but if you want, you know, you're years too late if you want Vaush and his group to start acknowledging false pedo accusations they make. Extreme Dad tried that for a long time. So I think this is gonna fall on deaf ears.
Cult to tens of thousands of people.
Oh, not pedo allegations, but grooming allegations.
I know I called you a pedophile
Adult
earlier,
grooming.
but that's just
Oh,
a
he's
statement
here
of
as
fact.
well.
I need you to rein in your large adult son here. But don't just say you don't support this sort of behavior. Meaningfully separate him from your network. He's done a lot wrong. Don't just denounce him, Vaush.
I'm your biggest fan.
Divest from him. See, the title of this video could be read in two ways. It's clever. And that call for divestment from Gunter should also be aimed at a lot of the big real-world activism packs he's in, like Progressive Victory. Alec Gunter works for them. He appears in videos for them. He does canvassing for them, all of which I think he sees as simply another way to embiggen his public media profile. My question to whoever's got their hands on the levers of power over at Progressive Victory is, can you not platform people like that? He's not good. Moving another rung down.
Dog. You're crazy if you think Progressive Victory give a fuck. They got Vaush, they got Nominal Naomi. Listen, they don't give a fuck, okay? Again, this is all falling on deaf ears. I appreciate Card Posting's got his grievance, and his grievance is fair. He's got good reason to be pissed off at Alec Gunter. But holy fuck, ain't no one at Progressive Victory giving a fuck. No one in the Vaush orbit giving a fuck. Sorry,
On the ladder, I don't actually expect Vaush will acknowledge the actual harm his newest protege is doing. So I'll ask the other people associated with that network. If you're another creator on Vaush's site, on his network, using that same streaming infrastructure, you're currently lumped in with Alec Gunter. Would you be willing to say to your peers over there, and to Vaush, and to your network admins, hey, either remove Alec Gunter from the group, or you'll walk?
Max, to be fair, I don't think the Zinc thing is actually true. I don't actually think that's true. I think I was fed misinfo, because I haven't been able to find any substantiation for it.
I personally don't know the super deep political streamer lore, so I'm not 100% sure who's exactly partnered up with who over there, but
the truck may be fine.
Someone who I believe is the political streamer Demon Mama. So I just wanted to briefly address her here specifically. I don't often watch your stuff, but you're in the same milieu, right? And I believe you, very correctly and honestly, acknowledged not too long ago that what Keffels did was very bad.
According to White Nervosa on the Sunday stream, everyone in the network hates each other anyway. Okay, but White Nervosa dished out punishment to Rose Wrist for helping on the Keffels manifesto, yet will not dish out anything to anyone else. Alec Gunter can make false allegations. You know, fucking Xander Hall and Demon Mama can have a massive blood feud and leak shit about each other. Fawn can groom and Demon Mama can be possibly fine with it and then just kill the secret website. Like, endless things get allowed, but for some reason one thing was punished. And it just seems like it's because it was, you know, someone helping the other side, so to speak, right? It was just someone helping the Destiny side. So they had to cut them off. They had to cut someone off.
Bad. And more recently, you've also correctly articulated why the streamer Xander Hall is not someone who should be uncritically trusted in progressive circles. Well, can I respectfully ask you, Demon Mama, to take the moral stance here on Alec Gunter? Because, as I hope I've brought across in this video,
yeah, alright.
He's someone willing to attack real lefties for clout and clicks. He seriously called people pedophiles and cult leaders, and I think is nowhere near the actual ally to trans people he likes to present himself as. And now I've been dragged into having a problem with him, and by extension your network, because he tried to do all that to me. Another person of note I'd like to mention by name, or by their handle, is another streamer, not in the Vouch network, but arguably adjacent to it and the drama it creates, who has interacted directly with Alec Gunter before. President Sunday, you seem like a smart person. I know you did a well-intentioned collaborative discussion with Gunter after his really bad Jubilee appearance too. And you're a streamer around this same 5-digit figure of subscribers level who also correctly denounces a lot of the bad things that have been being done by lefty content creators recently. Would you please also consider...
Sunday and card posting might be a completely unstoppable force of autism. That is actually a terrifying thought. That's fucked up. That's crazy.
Everything I'm putting in front of everyone today and call this what it is, really bad. And if you're someone who's subscribed to Gunter after he got raised up by Vouch, could you consider reflecting earnestly and critically on whether or not Alec is someone you want to continue to follow and support? Because you're not doing yourself, or the online left, any favours by tacitly supporting someone like that. Apart from all that, if you're just some random viewer of mine, would you consider recommending this video to any of the internet drama news pages you might also watch? Asking for views is gauche, but frankly, I want this criticism to be seen by as many people as possible, even if it means hoping that it lands into the lap of the content mill drama channels. It's a bit unfortunate to want that to happen, but hey, I'm telling the truth, and I don't fear inquiry. And Alec Gunter has been able to get away with smearing me and doing a lot of other stuff, it looks like, by virtue of the fact he isn't under the scrutiny of much of an audience beyond his own diehard fans he scooped off of Vouch, and the Discord people he dictates to what they are and aren't allowed to discuss and think about.
It's a shitty thing to do.
Uses gauche, but frankly, I like by front of everyone today and call this what it is, really bad. And if you're someone who's subscribed to Gunter after he got raised up by Vouch, could you consider reflecting earnestly and critically on whether or not Alec is someone you want to continue to follow and support? Because you're not doing yourself, or the online left, any favours by tacitly supporting someone like that. Apart from all that, if you're just some random viewer of mine, would you consider recommending this video to any of the internet drama news pages you might also watch? Asking for views is gauche, but frankly, I want this criticism to be seen by as many people as possible, even if it means hoping that it lands into the lap of the content mill drama channels. It's a bit unfortunate to want that to happen, but
Sunday should cover this as well. I think Sunday would enjoy this video.
Hey, I'm telling the truth, and I don't fear inquiry. And Alec Gunter has been able to get away with smearing me and doing a lot of other stuff, it looks like, by virtue of the fact he isn't under the scrutiny of much of an audience beyond his own diehard fans he scooped off of Vouch, and the Discord people he dictates to what they are and aren't allowed to discuss and think about. As someone who's been in far-left anarchist organising circles for about 10 years now, I think corrective measures should come from someone's community. And I'm asking that the people in this online YouTube video space take note of what Alec Gunter has done, what he is still doing, and they apply the social pressure needed to make this guy fix his behaviour. That's just about all I've got to say today. Please just think about it. Goodbye for now. Have a lovely day, and stay safe out there.
Yeah, where's Sunday's Orbiter map for this year? When is that due? We need Sunday's Orbiter map for this year. Damn.
Oh, okay. Cool video. Very cool video. Card pack. It's Kewl.
Cool video. Card posting.